Is it working? Okay. The day after Christmas, I recorded 2 podcasts last night because the first one, this battery died. I told you I've been having battery problems with this thing. So I recorded probably close to an hour. We looked at videos and you'll see. I talk all about it. I recorded it and then found out that this thing wasn't recording the whole time. Then I recorded a second one and I was wiped out. So it's a little slow going, but I still wanted to record one on Christmas night for you guys. And for me too. Anyway, it's the day after. Still thinking about you. I'm about to stretch my back. You know, I've been having these back problems. I'm about to stretch my back out, get this thing, it's a slow going process, but I'm trying to get this thing slowly but surely back to a workable condition. I'm still kind of slouched over here, and that's what I was going to show you. To stretch your back, to crack your back, to get the mobility back into your back, you need 2 things. First thing you need, a stability ball. A stability ball, we're going to use that to stretch it out. Now you got the back muscles, which of course everybody knows about, but you also got to stretch out the abs, because almost all of us spend our days slouched over like this, either in a chair, you're slouched over, or you're just sitting down, or even people just kind of slouch like this, checking their Twitter book. So we got to stretch out the abs. This is about as fast as I move right now. Don't judge me. Get on the stability ball, and this is where it kind of hurts me a little bit. I gotta be kind of ginger with this. And you start out like this, just stretching these guys out. And eventually, you move to a point where you roll back and your hands are gonna try and touch the ground. Oh, there we go. I'm already feeling the stretch out. Now, as you get older, you might deal with this. Then the feet go out. Oh, God. I'm in a slight amount of pain, but I'm okay. I'm okay. And then finally, my hands are touching the ground and my heels are touching the ground. And just hang out here for about a minute, 2 minutes. You can hang out as long as you want, actually. It's a good stretch. You kind of get locked in that position. There we go. Now the second thing, gingerly walk over to this thing. This thing is something I bought. It's a traction device. You go right into it. That's the reason for the pull-up bar. It's not really a pull-up bar, it's a hanging bar. This goes right across the chest. Cinch these guys down. Like that. Oh. And you just kind of fall into this thing. Now, for me, it's my lower back. You can do inversion, which is great, and that'll hit more of your upper back. For the lower back, this thing here really stretches out the lumbar region in this position. And you can get a little rocking going. And you just sit here and hang. And eventually, you might get a pop. If you really want to get crazy with it, cinch it up even more. And do that. And my upper back just totally cracked. That's fantastic. So this is how I've been starting my day each day. Stretching these guys out. Oh, there it went. There it went. Ah, ha, 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 ha. All right, so now, okay, this is the gentle, gentle part. Oh, God. Okay. And then to get out of it, I just stand up, but it just is a little tender. Oh, rip that guy off. Oh, and pop one out of it. Oh, okay. So there you go. That is how your old man's been starting each day right now. I look like hell. Enjoy the podcast. We're going to see if this works. Dang thing is not recording. Remember I told you this thing is giving me all kinds of battery problems? Very I went for like 45 minutes. I don't know how long. I recorded for, yeah. You know how frustrating that is? I've done that a few times. But this time, I just went because I went right into pictures. I'm not pissed. I mean, I might seem pissed, but I'm not actually pissed off. Crap happens. So what? I do this more for show, and that's the reason I bring that up is because that was one of the topics I talked about, was this like pretending to be mad thing, but I'm not really angry. People have taken that like I'm really like, no, I'm not really angry. It's annoying. It's really annoying, but I'm not really angry. I am disappointed that, well, kind of. I'm disappointed that you didn't get to see, like, I'm not doing it again. Well, maybe I will. I don't know. But I got a massive lump in my throat right now. I got a runny nose. I got a snot rag. We were looking at pictures from Christmas. Maybe it's best that you didn't, it didn't record. I don't know. It's Christmas, 2024. So that camera, like I told you, wouldn't hold a charge. And so I did some things to try and make it work better. I told you I ordered batteries. I ordered the wrong damn battery. So that didn't work. And the reason I figured out it wasn't recording anymore was because the spotlight went off. So I went and got another GoPro that, we'll see if this one works. Had to get a different light using that light, which I don't know if you've seen that one or not. So different lighting, different camera. Is a microphone recording? Oh my God, it better be. Hello? Hello? Frustration. Maybe that's a good topic for this week. I don't know. Anyway, it didn't record. I'm not going to not leave you something for Christmas. No way. So I'm tired as hell. Okay. I'm tired. I'm saying So my idiosyncrasies. I say but and a lot. I'm going to try to not do those. It's important when you talk to people, to let the silence do the work. A lot of people will just continuously make noise to let you know that they're still talking. You don't need to do that. If you're coherent with your words, people know that you haven't finished. There, I finished. I'm wiped out though, so this one's going to be rough because I am wiped out. We looked at a few videos. They're all there for you if you want to watch them. We'll see if I can go at it again. Dealing with frustration. Anyway, okay. Pull it together, Dad. Good Lord. let's see here. What are we going to look at instead? I don't know. I don't know what we're going to look at instead. I mean, I guess we could. If I said, no, I've cried too much. You can only take so much of that stuff. One thing we did talk about, but somebody said to me, and I did this in the last video too, somebody said to me, how do you girls know that you actually did that on Christmas? Because, I record these things December 26th now, like I said. But I record these things, and I could make them at any date, right? Yeah. But no, it's really Christmas. What I got to talking about there was, it never even crossed my mind. I used to be less than truthful with things, and that's where I would be skeptical of what other people would say. Because you've heard it 1,000 times, and I'm just repeating myself at this point. Our perception of ourselves is how we view the world. So when someone says to me, well, how do your girls know that you are recording these videos when you say you're recording them? That thought never even crosses my mind anymore, because I assume that everyone's telling the truth now. In the same way that alcohol doesn't cross my mind. Speeding. I assume everybody else is going the speed limit. I assume these things because that's what I do. And so, if you're skeptical about, hey, when did Dad record these? You can see my hair and beard and crow's feet and all that stuff. You can kind of get an idea, but I'm telling you the truth. I was kind of shocked that someone would ask me that. Threw me for a loop. Because, yeah, I just assume everybody else is doing the right thing. One thing that I did talk about was, I had to say some goodbyes to people. And this video is going to be a little bit more segmented, fragmented, because there are still things stuck in my mind from the one that didn't record. So you're going to see me go to topics that I've already covered. It's less of a rant. I'm recapping what I've already ranted about. But I had to say some goodbyes to people recently. And that's been weighing on me. One thing I noticed is, because of the peace that I've found by becoming peaceful, I may have taken that too far. I may have taken the pacifism to too far of an extent. When you do that, people will view you as a pushover. And I'm not a pushover. Yeah. You push me too far, and, well, that was one of the things. I had to say goodbye to somebody. I didn't actually get a chance to say goodbye to them. I had to do something that's probably going to cause them consequences. Not with me. I'm not going to hurt them. But they needed to be reprimanded by somebody other than me. I know I'm being very cryptic here, but, we're all overseen. Every one of us is overseen by somebody, either our boss or our parents or eventually the police, whoever it is. With the it's no secret anymore. The damn priest that turned into a stalker. Yeah, a priest that turned into a stalker to me. And the church did nothing about it. The reason I parted ways with the church. He thought I was a pushover, and he thought I would do nothing about it. And I eventually went, okay, no, you got to stop doing this. Same kind of thing just happened again. Somebody kind of thought I was a pushover and they could mistreat me because I've taken this pacifism thing pretty far. It's weighing on me that I had to, let's say, report them. It's not a jail type of thing. It's something different. But I had to report them because their behavior was just unacceptable. The point I was getting at, and I made it a better point last time, was that when people see you as a pushover, they will take advantage of you. 100%. Not everybody. When I make these statements, I'm not talking about everybody. I'm saying that there are people out there that when they see you as somebody that they can bully, they will bully you. And we talked about this. Go back to the bullying episode. There are people out there who just want to be bullies because they're angry at the world. And they're not going to bully the people that they see are strong. It's not what they do. They bully the people they see are weak. So it's a fine balance. Make sure not to let people walk all over you. That's what happened to me for years. The reason I'm sitting here by myself tonight is because for the longest time I thought I could essentially buy love. And you can't. I thought that if I enabled people and appeased people and bought people plane tickets and just, for lack of a better term, enabled the bullying, that it would stop, that they would eventually love me. And that's not the way that works. You can't do it. And then eventually what happens, and this is a clinical term, I went berserk. That is a clinical term. Berserk is, well, you can look it up if you want, but when somebody goes berserk, that's an actual clinical term. It was coined back in, I think, like the late 80s. When someone is bullied and abused so badly, they eventually lose their mind. And so that's what happened to me. And then I took the pacifist route because I felt so bad about that. Anyway, Christmas. You know it's not actually Jesus' birthday, right? Did you know that? Jesus was likely born sometime in the fall. They know that because of the stars that are talked about in the Bible. Jesus was a real person. There are accounts of him, Jesus of Nazareth, in multiple books, not just the Bible. So the person Jesus really existed. Now you can debate whether he was the Son of God or not. Okay, go ahead. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about people in general. People can debate that. I'm pretty well founded in who Jesus was. And at the very, very least, I like what the guy had to say. Hey, love one another. Be nice to each other. Don't cast stones. Forgive. For a while there, I lost that whole thing, and things went south. What is there to look at? So, I'm trying to piece this thing back together, but I'm going to at least give you 30 minutes of your old man ranting. You know, I think I might try something. Maybe. When the snow melts, I think I'm going to take you on a hike. And that way, I was trying to think of different things we can do, quote-unquote, together. And again, if you're watching these, something's going terribly wrong because I'm hoping you never have to watch these. But if you're watching these, you can, I think maybe I'll go on a hike, record one of these, and then you can play it at least on your headphones. Take me along with you. We can start at the same place. I was going to do movies, but they're copyrighted. Can't do movies. We could watch a movie together. You could hear the wonderful commentary that I have for movies. Oh, let's see if there's anything good that I've watched recently. Liked videos. No.
People are going to be asking.
The world's second smartest man. They interviewed him. It's based on IQ. So it's an intelligent type of smart. Intelligence and wisdom are two different things. Intelligence is book smart. Wisdom is experience. So he's the world's smartest man, which is book smart. I'm sure he has some wisdom too, because you don't get to be just intelligent without some wisdom. I mean, maybe you could if you're a savant. But he's talking about connection with God.
People are going to be asking, what should I do in my own life? Even maybe beyond any political questions.
Search for God. Ask God to establish a personal relationship with you. It's available. You're attached to God by your soul. Okay, there's the soul that attaches you to God. You can receive the will of God into yourself, and to some extent the power of God into yourself. But you've got to be receptive. If you're not receptive, then you're cutting yourself off from God. Okay, and once you do that, then you do not share the identity of reality itself, and you're done. Once your physical body expires, there is nothing that will carry you because you have denied it and rejected it.
I'm going to break that down really fast because I watched that and I was like, wow, that's the same inspiration that I've experienced. People wonder what the soul is. What the heck, it's like mind, body, and soul. Mind, body, spirit. I'm trying to figure out where to start on this because that one is so profound. Your soul, I 100% agree with that. And for a little while, I had no soul. And if I did, it was on life support. Because I had no connection with God. I still believed in God, but I was so angry at him, or it, that I had no connection. It's like not having a connection with another person, not talking to them, shunning them. I happen to believe that God is all of existence. And that's kind of what he says there, is that all of this energy, not just in humans, but everything that exists, what you can see and a lot of what you can't see, matter, energy, it's the same thing. Science tells us this. And that's what I love about this is science and religion kind of are interfacing a little bit. Because science knows through Einstein's equations that matter is energy, just in a different state. So we are energy. Energy can't be created or destroyed. It exists no matter what. And so when our bodies return to being energy, there is no time. The reason for that is because energy travels at the speed of light, and at the speed of light there is no time. I know I'm going off on a tangent here, but that's the connection that religion and science have made that they didn't even intend to make. So our connection with God, we choose to have that connection. And if we choose to do God's will, then we continue to exist after the body expires. You have to, by the time you watch these, or even as a kid, you know that you're more than your brain. We talked about this before with the boat. If someone is brain dead, are they still them? Yeah, because the spirit is still there. The soul is still there, if they have a soul. There are people who have kind of renounced their soul because they live only for themselves. And when you live only for yourself, you're done, like he says. One more time.
Where to the asking? What should I do in my own life, even maybe beyond any political questions?
Search for God. Ask God to establish a personal relationship with you. It's available. You're attached to God by your soul. Okay, there's the soul that attaches you to God. You can receive the will of God into yourself, and to some extent the power of God into yourself. But you've got to be receptive. If you're not receptive, then you're cutting yourself off from God. Okay, and once you do that, then you do not share the identity of reality itself, and you're done. Once your physical body expires, there is nothing that will carry you because you have denied it and rejected it.
That one is pretty self-explanatory. My reels. Where saved? Or maybe I didn't save it. No, I didn't save it. I don't know where that video is. Let me try this again. There was something that I wanted to show you. Yeah, I'm not going to find it now. It's gone. I'm just curious. Nobel Prize for Reality. Shorts. Now. Yeah, this is it. I did find it.
The latest Nobel Prize just basically proved.
So we talked about, and I brought this up a few videos ago, and I've probably talked about it a bunch, because this was something that I learned a couple of years ago. Again, with science kind of intersecting with religion. At least some of it. Listen to what this guy has to say about the it's not the latest Nobel Prize anymore. It was, I think it was 2021, maybe 22.
The latest Nobel Prize just basically proved that what we call the universe and local realism as a term scientifically is false. We saw that. It was on the cover of Scientific American. It basically shows that the latest Nobel Prize, which proved an experiment in quantum entanglement, now not only suggests but proves that local realism is false. That means if something is not observed, it doesn't have a position. And not having a position means it's not there.
We'll watch that one again in a second, but that's the craziest thing. And I read about this. And I really looked into this. And if you watch the other videos, you know, like, so our reality is based on us observing something. If we look at it, it's there. If we don't look at it, it's not there. That's the simple way to say that we're creating our own realities. One more time. Like, this is the craziest thing.
It's basically proved that what we call the universe and local realism as a term scientifically is false. We saw that. It was on the cover of Scientific American. It basically shows that the latest Nobel Prize, which proved an experiment in quantum entanglement, now not only suggests but proves that local realism is false. That means if something is not observed, it doesn't have a position. And not having a position means it's not there. The latest Nobel Prize just basically.
That is the craziest damn thing. And it's weird, but it's not woo-woo. It's now science. It's called quantum entanglement, and they believe quantum entanglement actually is the fabric of our universe. And quantum entanglement, unless you observe it, the fabric of our universe, our existence, our reality, unless you observe it, it's not there. I don't even know, like, the mind-blowing consequences of that are almost beyond comprehension, if not completely beyond comprehension. Like, what? When people talk about being able to create your own reality, you know, if you say something is going to happen, and then it happens, and then you say, you know, good or bad, I've seen it. It's real. I've literally many times created my own reality in both good ways and in very bad ways. I'm going off on a tangent here, girls, and I'm sorry. The reason for it, the reason I thought about this was because of having to say goodbye to people. Because I was inviting negative people into my own reality. And because of it, my reality started going down a bad path. The people you associate with will make you one of them. There's an old saying, show me your worst friend and I'll show you who you are. It's because the people we associate with will always drag us into their reality. You hang around people who are successful, trying to better themselves, you'll become that. You hang around people that are drunks, just go to any bar and sit down at the bar. People will offer to buy you a drink. Why? Because they're drinking. And they want people to join in their drinking. Go to a basketball game. You know, pick up basketball game. And just sit there. Hey, you want to join us? Hey, you want to play? Same thing. People will always invite you into their group because they want their group to be bigger. People who just want to do nasty things will invite you into their group. I'm rambling like crazy because I'm tired, having done already a video that was exhausting. But we definitely play a part in the reality we experience. And for me, I realized I've got to let these people go. And it was tough. It's not easy. It's not easy at all. It sucks. Because I want them to do well. I want them to succeed and do well, not just in this life, but the next. And the people that I just said goodbye to, they weren't doing well. They were some of the people who think that this existence is all there is. And science is telling us that no, it's exactly what your old boy Jesus told you, that the kingdom of heaven is all around you. You just can't perceive it. And the number one way to see if somebody is consumed with this reality is this: their appearance. If they only care about their appearance, and I mean the image that they project to other people, those people, I hate to say it, are just kind of doomed to live in that existence. This is a shell. It's no different than the car you drive or the shirt you wear. Yeah, you maintain it. We maintain our bodies. We maintain our hair. We take care of ourselves. But it's a shell. It's not who we are. The boat analogy. The boat is not the panels on the outside. The boat is not the sum of its parts. You can take, those pieces off and it becomes a new boat because those are just pieces. These are just pieces. Who you are as a person is so much deeper than your external appearance, whether it be the job you have or the color of your hair. I often ask myself, who are you? And for me, I look at the gifts God has given me to who I am, because I'm the caretaker of those gifts. You girls. I am your dad. I am somebody who brings or tries my best to bring joy to people, and somebody who tries to shepherd people towards doing something better with their life. I'm the person that will sacrifice for the people that I love, which is just about everybody. I will sacrifice until those sacrifices are taken advantage of. Because all too often people will think that because I'm sacrificing for them that they love me. And that's not love. Love is not about what you get from somebody. It's what you're willing to give for somebody. That's love. Jesus, one of the reasons that I aspire to be what he taught us to be, he didn't get anything from anybody. He didn't ask for anything, but he loved us in a way that is genuine love because he gave, he sacrificed. People want to take those things and say, oh, I love you. No, you love what you're getting. You're not actually doing anything to sacrifice for those people around you. You're just take. I'm talking about the people that I let go. They're consumed with their images. They are. They're consumed with their images, and that's terrible. And so it has to be a give and a take. There's 30 minutes. I am wiped out, and I'm rambling like crazy. But it's Christmas. It was Christmas. I still have a giant knot in my throat. I tell you girls all these things because of having to say goodbye to those people hurt me a lot. It really stings a lot. And I want to be able to steer you in the right direction of who you are. Because that search for love, you girls are both extremely generous people. It's why we had a great time together. You have no idea. You don't even know what you did for me. The sacrifice that you made for me, just sacrifice, do you know what that means? It means to make holy. And you made me holy. Sacrifice is actually sacrifice, to make holy. Sacred fabrication. Sacrifice. Latin. Something like that. Anyway, you made me holy. You sacrificed for me, and I have to make sure I repay that, because like I said, it has to be a give and a take. I don't even have to tell you. I know you're not going to be. I know you girls aren't going to be the kinds of people that just take. Watch out for the people who just take. They got the wrong impression of what this existence is supposed to be. We are supposed to prove ourselves for the next existence. Those things that will steer us away from becoming our better selves. Greed. The 7 deadly sins. They're just kind of I don't know where those came from, to be honest with you, but greed. Okay. Me. Sloth. I'm going to sit around and not better myself. I see that one a lot. It's always the people that do that shit of, I'm living my best life. And they're not bettering themselves in any way. They just exist. Envy. I want what they have. Pride. It often goes with sloth. Because you're proud of yourself. I'm good enough. I'm not going to better myself. That's why I'm always trying to better myself. But there's a balance. You got to balance it out. Because the opposite of pride is humility. And you don't want to be too humble. Otherwise you get humiliated. You got to balance it out. Don't be a pushover. All right, I'm still rambling. I miss you guys. I miss you guys a lot. I picture you guys. It's a video. You guys, we were on the couch right there in the living room. You guys were right there, and I had my phone. And I miss that more than I can tell you. More than I'll ever be able to explain. And yeah. I love you with all of my heart. And I miss you so much. You guys made me holy. Or at least made me make an attempt to be holy. I don't want to get too righteous. I'm not, before I go. The 3 people that I recently let go, I talked to somebody else about this because anyway, it doesn't matter. The ability to laugh. The ability, and I know that just came out of nowhere, just follow me for a second. It would have made more sense if the other damn camera had recorded. Not really angry, just playing. The ability to experience joy is an amazing indicator of where other people are and where you are with regard to your soul. I want you to think about some of the people that have come through your life. And think about if you've ever seen them genuinely belly laugh. Excuse me. And I'm just talking about something funny, not something, where they just got their way. Because people do sometimes laugh when they get their way. That's a little sketchy. But when something is funny, just silly, and the ability to laugh, when everybody in the room is laughing and you see somebody, it's not funny. Red flag, pool size, Olympic size, pool size flag. Red flag. That person is somebody you got to watch out for. Because remember, those people will try and suck you into their world. And someone who's that miserable really wants other people to join in their misery. Misery loves company. All those cliches. Look for somebody and people who have the ability to genuinely belly laugh at silly things and get joy out of the world. I do it regularly. I mean, you've seen me do it here a couple times. I do it regularly, and I like it. It reminds me, there were times, and you knew me then, where I didn't laugh. There's nothing to laugh about. I've been there. I know it. So, laughing. Connection with God. Laughing. Joy. Happiness. All right. I love you guys. I miss you, and I don't have the words. Maybe I'll work on poetry. Probably not, though. I love you guys. Merry Christmas.